1991, but not before Mandela came home, won an election, and turned that country towards socialism. Now that hurt us. That hurt us greatly. I don't think you realize the importance of South Africa. South Africa has mineral wealth and has particular metals that are very important to the American military, like titanium. Now, I don't know what you know about titanium. It's just about the hardest metal on this planet. Are you familiar with the A-10? It's called a tank killer. It's an ugly plane. And it's got two great big turbine engines, and our enemies called it whispering death because you can't hear it until after it passes you. That's when the turbine engines rumble and you can hear them. As it's approaching, you can't hear a thing. I was coaching and teaching in Socastee, South Carolina, years and years ago, when one of the largest Air Force bases in the South was right there at Myrtle Beach. And I was coaching all the sports, and at that particular time, I was coaching girls softball. My girls softball team was out on the backfield, and we're having practice. And the A-10s from the air base would make attack runs on our practice because it's a big open field. It looks like a target. And they would come in, and they would come right over your head. You felt like you could reach up and hit the plane with a softball. And I was pitching, trying to get the girls to hit. That was a different story altogether. And I'm getting ready to pitch, and the girl at the plate just stops and looks up. And I thought, what? And I turned and looked, and honestly, the nose of that plane was in my face. It was just right there. And he rolled right over the top, and as soon as he rolled by those turbines, man, I'm dead. And you can see that big Gatling gun in the nose. That Gatling gun fires about 6,000 rounds a minute and can literally dismantle a tank in one pass. It is a fearsome, fearsome weapon. Not very big and very, very quiet, but a scary thing when it's making attack runs on you. We had girls miss the ball out in center field all the time. We hit one out there to catch it. About the time she was going to catch it, one of those A-10s would come by and she'd hide her head and squeal and the ball hit the ground. That happened a lot in South Carolina. I was so glad we played our games away because it's interesting when they're making attack runs on you. Titanium, you wonder, what's that got to do with anything? The titanium. The pilot of the A-10, a very slow aircraft, only does about 300 miles an hour, sits in a bathtub-like shaped titanium bowl to protect him from ground fire from underneath, because they're fairly easy to hit when they come over. But titanium is so hard, it deflects all small arms fire from the ground. And a lot of that we got from South Africa. And there were other things we bought from South Africa. And it hurt our military when South Africa turned to a socialist government. And we have been looking for some sources for some of those precious things we need ever since.